Hi, I'm Renee.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Curtis.
I'm doing good. Okay, Curtis. And so what is it that brings you in today?
Well, I got up yesterday morning and I was having some problems just breathing. See, oh my goodness.
Just keep going.
I had some problems just breathing. So sorry, I just got the giggles. I had problems breathing and I was coughing a whole lot, so I went to go see my primary care physician, and I found out that I had bronchitis, and he prescribed me some cough syrup and stuff to for get the phlegm and stuff out of my throat. But he recommended that I was smoking too much, and he suggests that I should stop smoking. But I don't see what my smoking has to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just got a cough, and I mean I've been smoking for 18 years, and today is out of those 18 years is the only time I've been to the doctor with bronchitis. So I don't see what smoking has to do with that.
So you don't think your smoking is a problem?
No, I don't think it's a problem. The doctor thinks it's a problem. I'm fine with it.
So even though the doctor thinks that you do have a problem with smoking, you're fine with your smoking habits?
Well, I am. I think he has a point because smoking is a nasty habit, but however, it calms me down and it makes me feel okay.
So you like the way it makes you feel, but you know that it's very important that you do something about your smoking to affect your bronchitis.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's not as big as a problem as he's making it out to be, because I feel like after the bronchitis is over, and I'm smoking, I don't feel like I would get bronchitis again.
So you think this is just a one-time thing?
I think so.
So what is it that the bronchitis is actually affecting in your life? Like, is there something that you can't do because of the bronchitis?
Well, it's hurting my throat, when I cough and stuff. But I believe the cough syrup is helping me out a whole bunch, and they told me that I definitely shouldn't smoke them, but I've been smoking, still, and it ain't doesn't make it any worse. It just seems like the same to me.
So you don't think there's anything wrong with your smoking? It's not causing any type of health problems?
Well, the doctor said that it is, but the only problem that he told me was about the bronchitis. I'm sure it's probably other things that probably stopping me from smoking. As far as I can't run as much as I used to. But I mean, heck, who cares about that? I mean, I'm getting older. I don't need to be running around anyway.
So you don't think that running or getting exercise is something that you value in your life right now?
Well, I do want to be healthy for to see my nephews and nieces as they grow up. I would like to be healthy, but I mean, maybe if I maybe if I just cut back on the cigarettes and not smoke so many. Maybe.
So you really think that your health is being affected by smoking, and it's keeping you from seeing your nieces and nephews or spending time with them?
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, with the secondhand smoke, the doctor was telling me about, I didn't, I don't want them to be affected by it, but but if they're in another room or something, I don't know how the smoke would affect them. But I would like to be around them more, but I don't know. My brother don't like me smoking either, so maybe that's why I don't keep them all the time.
I hear that you really care about your niece and nephew.
I do. I do.
And you don't want them to be affected by the smoke.
No, I don't want them affected by the smoke, but what about how it makes me feel? I mean, because, sometimes I sit there and maybe watching TV and I, get like the jitters, my hands will be shaking, palms sweaty, and, I smoke a cigarette and it just relaxes me out.
So you really feel that addiction, and You can't deal with it without the cigarettes.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
So it'd be really hard to give them up at first because you would have that jittery feeling like you need a cigarette.
Well, I've tried. I tried to give it up, but the thing is, like I was telling you, like sometimes at night, like I want to lay down and go to sleep, and I toss and turn, and I can't sleep. But as soon as I take a puff of the cigarette, I'm able to fall right to sleep.
So it calms you down on the one hand, but on the other hand, you know that you need to cut back because it's preventing you from seeing your niece and nephew as much as you'd like.
Yes.
So, is there anything else you can think of that your smoking might be affecting besides the bronchitis and your niece and nephew?
Um, One thing I don't necessarily like about it is that it gets in my clothes, and like when I go to church and want to be around my other family members, like my grandmother and stuff like that. I think it kind of bothers her a little bit, when we're in church and stuff, because she can smell it, and I think it might embarrass her a little bit,
So
being
your smoking causes first impressions to be not so great, and then other people can smell it.
right, right, and you can kind of look at other people and get a kind of just of how they feeling, they face kind of turned up and stuff like that, and that kind of hurts my feelings in one hand, but on the other hand, it's my smoking, everybody smokes.
You don't feel like anybody should care about what you do with your life.
Yeah, why should somebody care about what I'm doing? I don't care about what somebody else is doing. I just don't understand how my smoking is affecting Billy, Bob, and Joe.
Okay, so you don't see why they should say something, but you know that the secondhand smoke is affecting your niece and nephews.
Yeah, I know that. It's just like I'm, I do understand, but I just don't know why people are so gun ho on my decision to smoke, because they don't know how it feels to smoke. They're not smokers, so they can't tell me how to feel about it.
They can't tell you how to live your life.
Right, and once they pick up a cigarette and they smoke a cigarette, then they'll be able to tell me how it feels. They don't know how it is to need that nicotine. For example, I'm so used to, after I have a meal, I smoke a cigarette. When I wake up in the morning, I smoke a cigarette. When I go to bed at night, I smoke a cigarette. When I use the bathroom in the comfort of my bathroom, I smoke me a cigarette. And it's become a part of, who I am, so to speak.
So it's hard to imagine your life without smoking.
It is, but I know it's possible. I know it's a possible thing. It's just I don't know where to begin or how to stop smoking. I mean, I've been doing it for years, and on the other hand, I know that because my cigarettes cost $5.14 a pack, and I smoke like a pack of cigarettes a day. So I think that it would save me a lot of money, but still, I just don't know how to go about doing that.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you know that it's expensive, and you know that it causes health effects for you and also for your niece and nephew, but you just don't know how to go about it.
Right.
Has there ever been a time in the past that you have tried to quit smoking?
Well, I did. It lasted every bit of a day.
A whole day?
A whole day.
That's pretty good.
Well, it was very hard. I mean,
Sounds like it, yeah.
I had like the hardest time. I tried to, I guess, try to replace it with chewing gum, because someone told me that you can chew gum, but I don't think that that's all the way true, because it makes my body kind of quiver. I just don't know what else to do about it. I mean, I guess you would say I kind of like smoking too. So I guess one thing I may need to do is, if I change the way I felt about the cigarette, or maybe it's just the feeling of just putting my hand up like this,
So if you were to quit again, try to quit again, then you would need something to do with your hand.
I think so because I think that it's been so many years of me. It's become like it's become a habit for me. Like sometimes like I was just explaining to you, I do need the cigarettes, but sometimes I really don't need them, and I end up smoking them anyway.
So there are times when you don't get the jittery feeling, so
Right.
you're not as addicted to it as you might think. It's just the habit.
Right.
Okay.
Because even when I don't need it, I smoke one. But when I really need it, I smoke one.
Sorry. We got a class scheduled.